So I've been enjoying camp building in Fallout 76 since 2020, but only just learned how to merge furnishings together this year. My name is Matt, and today I'm showing you how I merged the old glory fire into the wood stove. For this, you'll need the Thrasher Egg floor decor from the Skyline Valley update back in June, the wood stove appliance, and old glory fire that was in the Atomic shop back in April, and maybe a rug if you don't want the egg touching the stove. So I'll be using the Thrasher Egg merge method I learned from watching the more expert builders out there. I placed the stove on the egg and moved them together onto the pressure plate to start drop merging, which is basically me grabbing the egg and letting go without moving my character or camera or the item, and I keep doing that until the stove is about lined up to the bottom of the egg. I wouldn't want to overmerge where the feet under the stove intersects the ground too much, like when you take it off of the pressure plate. So I'd want to stop and check the alignment every so often. Probably best to do this using FreeCam, but in this video I'm just walking around in my power armor. Well, it's because I'm over encumbered. Anyway, so I merged the egg in the center bag since I was planning on putting the stove against the wall, and you really can't see it back there once it's in place, although I need to be able to see it to destroy it, so maybe putting it to one side might work better. One thing I'll note here is it's probably easier to line everything up if you do it on a floor tile with smaller regular patterns like a checkerboard or one of the ones with the small grid pattern. Once the egg and stove are merged, I can just destroy the egg to make the stove disappear. Now I just need to put the fire in the empty space, but I'll be using the pressure plate to elevate the fire. There are probably other things or other items that could work better, but this was what I used last weekend, and it seemed the perfect thickness to have the fire sit high enough so it is inside of the stove. So I just need to repair the egg to check the placement, and if it looks good, I can just move the pressure plate away, leaving the fire in place. If it turns out that the fire isn't quite in the right spot, it's pretty easy to just break the egg again and just start over, putting the pressure plate down and setting the fire back in the spot where it should be. This is where the grid really does come into place. I kind of wish I had it on the video, but I think this looks pretty good. Got lucky. Another way to position the stove is to use the Thrasher Egg with a rug, as long as the drop merge actually works. This doormat didn't want to work, so I used a different one that might actually stick. I was worried this rug wouldn't work either, but once I got the egg and the rug to move together when I moved the pressure plate, the drop merge started working again. I just need to be careful to make sure that the rug is flush to the bottom of the egg so it's not floating when I put the whole thing back down on the floor. When I put the stove on the rug, it should all move together. This makes it a little easier to put the stove where I want it. I saw someone use a paddle ball to crack the egg, but I didn't have one while I was making the video, so I just used a bullet to break the egg. Just remember that the fire will not move with the stove, so it's important to put the stove where you want it and destroy the egg, then add the fire. So there you have it, a nice lovely fire inside the wood stove. Thanks for watching.